Welcome back to Criminally Offensive Podcast number 3.
Yeah.
I am Joe.
I'm Bo.
And we made it to number 3.
Yeah,
Man.
super excited.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It has been really fun. The first couple episodes did well. This last episode number 2, forgot to make some social clips. I didn't forget. I was just super busy.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah, but you'll see some come out right before this podcast comes out. But yeah.
How was your week?
It was pretty good. I was super busy last week, so I was on set shooting a show called The Loop Show, which is basically the children's curriculum for Life Church, 4th through 6th grade. It's super fun.
Kind of like Good Mythical Morning style looked like.
Yeah, I showed them like parts of an episode,
Yeah.
and it is literally just like Good Mythical Morning. Like we do challenges or whatever. They sit at a desk, and then like there's like parts of like teaching in there. So it's really cool. It was
and that is really cool because, I mean, Good Mythical Morning, it was really great, but just what they've come out with their like apostasy and stuff, and like them going away from the church and kind of calling out the church of issues of what we face, but what they more painted a broad stroke instead of pinpointing like, this is just every group of beliefs and ideologies have their problems. And I think just the way, liberalism is kind of influencing our society nowadays too, is like, it's nice to have that outlet of Christian based, but also funny and that kind of, options of what kids can watch.
Yeah,
so.
It was really, really fun to work on. We did, there was an episode, I don't know if I should talk too much about it. I can give a little bit of it in there. We did a episode of like trying food, but like seeing which one's like a generic brand and like a name brand. And so we did like the Keebler cookies, you know? We did Keebler cookies. We did Sprite. We did Fruit Loops. It was actually really hard. I did the Sprite one to like see if I could do it. I was so confident, and I didn't get it, dude.
See, I'm a Dr. Pepper connoisseur, so I feel like
we should try it.
Yeah. My biggest thing with Dr. Pepper and Dr. Thunder is there's not a big difference. I think Dr. Thunder is a little flatter and a little sweeter.
Right.
Like more syrupy than what Dr. Pepper is.
Well, I said the exact same thing about Starry.
Yeah.
I said Starry does not have as much carbonation, but when you put them in 3 clear cups and like, I think the thing is the beverage was cold, or not cold. It was hot.
Hot.
And so like when
I feel
hot,
like it being so cold,
hard.
It really influences the.
If I was just taking sips out of like a can, I feel like I could easily do it.
Yeah.
Or like a fountain drink.
See, I feel like, so what is your, like, what would you list out of like how to drink pops of like
different ways?
Yeah.
I would say number 1, I'm a big can guy. I think can has the most carbonation.
Yeah.
So I think it goes can, fountain, bottle.
So yes, I'm exact same. Can, fountain, bottle, and then like way down the list, 2-liter bottle.
Oh yeah,
2 liters. It loses so much carbonation so quick.
You open it, you pour 1 cup, it's good. The second cup's awful.
Yeah. And it's just like takes so long to get cold.
Yeah.
And it's so awkward to try to store.
Not a fan of 2 liters.
It's good for parties. You get, and because usually like, if you say you get a 2-liter for one party of 10 people, that's going fast.
Right.
And so.
Yeah, when it goes that fast, it's not a big deal. But when you have it in your fridge and it's just you drinking it, not good.
But that's crazy. People who would just buy just a 2-liter just to keep in their fridge to drink.
See, we did that for a while. We don't do that anymore. We just have cans.
Yeah.
But like for a while, we just had 2 liters of Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Sprite.
See, we never really had pop as a kid growing up. But like recently, since my brothers moved out and stuff, we've been doing a lot more pop. But we do Coke Zero and Diet Dr. Pepper. But we have cans of those.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've ever had, unless it's just like leftovers from a party, like 2 liters stored in our fridge.
Yeah. Not a fan of the 2 liters, but anyways, the rest of my week was pretty good. Went to church. Church was great. It was my cousin's last weekend singing at our location, which was really sad. But super excited for her. She's going to South Tulsa, so that'll be really
awesome.
cool.
That's really cool.
We then came home after church, played a little bit of golf. I got a call from Luke when I was at the golf course.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I found this in our backyard. And I was like, what? And it was a You know what a swisher is? Mm-mm. It's like a cigarette type thing.
Yeah.
It's like a longer cigarette.
Yeah.
It's not a cigar.
Has like the plastic end on it too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they're also called Black and Milds.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. And they're like they're not like they're more like natural almost.
I don't know.
Like they're like leaves actually. I think.
I have no idea. But there was a packet just out there in our backyard, and he picked it up to throw it away. Like it was like there's like an alley behind our house, and it was like
full.
Well, it was full, and it was open though, and so like he was like, "What the heck?" And he could smell it, and he's like, "This smells awful." It was filled with weed.
Oh, like a bunch of blunts?
No, he said it was just like
weed stuffed into it. Wow.
Yeah, and so I guess somebody lost a packet of weed behind their house.
Tough. That's a big expense right there. They're losing a lot right there. That's a real valuable item in Oklahoma nowadays.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, so that was weird.
That's tough though.
Yeah, we think it may be. I don't call anybody out on the podcast.
It's the neighbors right here.
Not the ones right here. Yeah, I think it's the ones over there.
Ooh, that's awkward.
Because they mow the alley, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, and so he's lighting up as he's mowing.
I've never seen him smoke, but
he's a chain weed smoker.
Yeah. Long, hard day of work.
A lot of mowing to get. Sir, you have like a 2-acre lawn.
Not even 2 acres.
He's like, sir.
It takes you 10 minutes to mow this lawn.
Oh, man. I don't know if I'm going to finish this one today.
He gets on the mower, takes one hit. He's like, actually, I might take a nap.
A little hungry.
Anyways, that's about it for my week. It was a fun week though. Super busy. I like being busy, so it was fun.
It makes things go by fast.
Yeah,
I enjoy that. Nice. Well, my week was it was pretty easy actually. I didn't really do much throughout the week. Just kind of played Xbox and stuff, and then the weekend hit. Watched a bunch of football. My Gram came in from Missouri, so she's been over quite a bit, and so that's fun to have. We had Natalie's birthday party. That was a lot of fun. Stayed pretty late at that.
I forgot about that.
We'll have to after our intro, we'll get into the story of us getting gas.
Oh my gosh.
That's so sketchy.
Dude, this is going to be so good. I forgot about this.
So we'll tell that story here a little bit. Yeah. Sunday, we had church, and that was really good. Talked about Colossians 1:15 through 23. And basically just the lordship of Christ, and it was really good, just talking about his divinity and stuff like that, and how he's the powerful ruler of our lives. And so it was really good. And then here we are on Monday and recording the podcast, and I always look forward to today. So
fun.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Pretty
easy week.
Yeah,
not as fun, not as eventful as yours. No weed this time.
Yeah, no weed this time.
No, but I do have sketchy neighbors, and they're always leaving and like coming and going.
The ones at the end of the road that are rude.
No, the ones literally like right across from like the black. We have our blacktop driveway, and the ones like just to the east of us. They're the ones that are sketchy, and they're always leaving and coming like so like back and forth, and like
weird.
Never seem like they stay like gone for more than 5 minutes, and never at their house for more than 5 minutes.
Weird.
Never see them mowing. Their grass is crazy, and so it's just like sketchy. So they're not smoking weed while they're mowing.
Right.
They're just smoking weed. So pretty simple week, pretty fun week, and
nice.
Hopefully this week will go pretty smooth too.
Talking about church, we hopped back into Ruth this week. I think it was our last weekend for Ruth.
Yeah.
It was really good though.
That's cool.
We talked about how like when Boaz was talking to the person who was supposed to take over the land and was supposed to be with Ruth.
Yeah.
And how he started out the conversation just kind of like, you'll have all this land or whatever. And the guy was like, oh, I'll take it. And then he was like, well, you have to marry a Moabite woman. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. No.
You sure about that?
You sure about that? But no, it's been really good. I've never really thought about the book of Ruth like that. Like I've never really dug into it like that ever. Just because, I mean, the book of Ruth is known to not have any like big miracles or anything like that. But you see God's
kind of flies under the radar.
it all. And so it's really cool because you see like he was talking about the lineage of Jesus.
Yeah.
And like Jesus came from Boaz and Ruth.
Yeah.
And like it's just really, really cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just how every part of the Bible is so important, and there's not a piece of it that's not necessary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty cool.
So we're doing another food review. Today we got the Burger King wraps.
BK wraps.
Right.
Of course, we're doing the food review too. We have to.
We don't miss them.
No.
So I got one regular and one spicy.
Perfect.
That one felt like it was like not very well put together. Yeah, it's not.
It doesn't look bad. Oh, that doesn't look bad.
Just fall out a little bit.
Yeah.
This one looks.
There's a lot of commercials about this, guys.
Yeah, there is.
They look good on the commercials too. Definitely.
Oh, wow. This is interesting.
Really?
There's like no breading on one side of the strip.
Definitely, as always, though, does not look like the commercial whatsoever.
Right. I don't think any food really does.
No. Okay. The biggest ones that I get is like where they like drop it and like all of the food and it just like perfectly stacks together. And I'm like, there's no way that's happening.
They're satisfying though.
All right.
Okay, so my first bite is just gonna be straight chicken.
What do you think this is?
What?
Do you think this is spicy or regular? Probably spicy.
No, I think yours is regular. Because look, there's some spicy stuff on the wrapper.
Okay,
but I don't see any spicy. Whatever.
I'm gonna try to get a deep bite with that tomato there.
I'm gonna try to too. Okay, ready?
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
No, don't play with me. No, BK went wild on this one.
I am so pleasantly surprised.
Keep it to yourself though for now.
What do you mean?
Regular.
Spicy?
Yeah. Guys, so we got, I think he said, but we got regular and spicy.
Yeah.
So we're doing a quick switch.
There's another one. It's honey mustard. I wasn't getting.
I'm not a big honey mustard fan.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that my mic is picking up every single. You know.
No, don't play with me now.
Man, I really hate to wash it down with coffee, but that's all I have. Coffee was not the move.
Regular, I think I like more than spicy.
Really? Mm-hmm. I'm in love with the spicy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm going in for another. That's a big tomato chunk right
there.
there.
That is a big tomato chunk. Speaking of spicy, you hear about that kid that died in Massachusetts from the one chip challenge?
I did not.
Okay, I got the article pulled up. We'll get back to that. We'll give our ratings first. I'm going to finish this off, actually. Look at this head of lettuce that they just stuck in this mug. Look at that thing.
That is bad. That's just a big old chunk. No way. That's pretty bad.
All right, the rest is just tortilla.
Yeah, so is mine.
No.
Keep in mind, he missed that. Keep in mind, he missed that as well. Keep in mind that they're $3 a piece.
$3 a piece?
Yeah.
That's not. So you know what else is kind of super cheap that I was shocked by?
What? I'm not gonna lie, my lips are a little burning.
It was definitely spicy. So I went to the gas station today, and I got those ice energies that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
But I also, those were only like $1.69.
Really?
The Ritz cheese crackers,
Yeah.
89 cents.
Really? For 6 of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, that is not
Those
bad
are
at
good,
all.
too.
I'm on the trip, grab 2 of those and an ice energy, and that's like $5 right there.
Do you like those better than the other cheese crackers?
What is that, like the Roundhouse or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Or the Barn, whatever? No, actually. I think I like the Barn ones better.
I definitely
And those are 99 cents.
Really?
Yeah.
And
so
I'm not
10 cents
surprised.
extra.
I think
and
they
I'm
deserve
like,
to be 10 cents
yeah,
extra.
and I'll pay 10 more cents. But
I
they were
think-
all out of the cheese crackers. I'm not a big fan of the peanut butter.
Me either.
Yeah.
I don't think peanut butter and cheese crackers go together.
No, I don't think so. Have you ever had like saltines and peanut butter though?
No. I'm not a big peanut butter guy.
Okay.
I never liked peanut butter and jelly as a kid.
My childhood
bologna
meal,
guy.
I like bologna too. Smoked bologna is like one of my favorite things to have.
Like a bologna sandwich.
No. Yeah, me too. But I'm just saying, like smoked bologna with like a pulled pork sandwich, and like have those beside each other. Those are like one of my favorite things to eat. But PB&J with Cheetos were like my childhood meal, like for lunch and stuff when I was homeschooled. My mom would make me a PB&J with some, and we never had actually a Cheeto brand. Yeah, we had like, great value Cheetos. Really? Yeah. And they were sometimes a little bit stale, but honestly, it makes the experience better.
Right.
Really.
Because then when you get a real Cheeto,
you're like, oh man,
what is this?
Yeah.
Luke was a huge peanut butter and jelly guy.
Yeah.
I was a huge ham sandwich, bologna sandwich guy.
I like it. So what do you put on your bologna sandwich?
Mustard and cheese.
Just mustard and cheese?
As a kid, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. So if I'm doctoring mine up, I like lettuce, tomato, bologna, and mayo on white bread. Yeah. But if I'm just like making a bologna sandwich, I'm mayo, cheese, bologna. So but you have to keep it.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's nice because you just keep it simple. Yeah. That's what's nice about bologna sandwiches is it's nothing crazy. Yeah. But
anyways, let's
back to the review.
Yeah. So the wrap, I was actually really pleasantly surprised. They were pretty good, actually.
Those were really good.
Like
much better than the crinkle cut fries last week.
Those were disgusting.
Those were so bad.
Yeah. No, those wraps were really good. I'm happy about that. I think the spicy was better than the classic, in my opinion. Yeah. I like a little bit of spice.
I do too. And maybe I didn't get a good enough bite of the spicy because we both got the first bites of either. Yeah. And so maybe that plays a factor a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, and I did like the spicy. I think I'm going to give the regular a 7.3. Okay. Spicy 7.1. So it's close. Yeah. But
I'd go 7.4 spicy.
Yeah.
And 7.1 crispy.
Yeah.
Regular.
Yeah.
The regular wasn't bad. It just definitely wasn't better in my opinion.
No.
But yeah, those were really good.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with that. So back to the one chip challenge deal. Since you're a big spice guy, are you as big of a spice guy as this 10th grader? And I know
he was in 10th grade.
He was a 10th grader.
Actually died.
I'm not going to say the name. Not that AP. So this is AP website. Mm-hmm. I just feel like I'm not in a place to say the name
of the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
we can hold on to it.
So the teen's family alleges that as the one chip challenge that is responsible for his September 1st death. The product manufactured by Pocky, I think it's probably Pocky, instructs participants to eat in eponymously. Eponymously. I don't know what that word means.
I don't either.
Look that up. Eponymously. So I'll continue while we're figuring what that word means. Let's see. Where was I? Eponymously named chip and then see how long they can go without consuming other food or water. Sales of the chip seem largely driven by people posting videos on social media of them or their friends taking the challenge. They show people, including teens and children, eating the chips, then reacting to the heat. Some videos show people gagging, coughing, and begging for water. Pocky, whatever, removed those chips from the shelves after this death.
Where could you buy those?
Everywhere.
Walmart.
I saw them in gas stations.
I've never seen a one chip challenge in person.
Jackson.
I know Jackson did it. Yeah. I thought you had to order them online.
This would be a perfect podcast to have him on with.
It would.
Should we call? Could we call him right now? Right here.
We can do it. Throw him on there.
Call Jackson.
Eponymous means giving their name to something or named after a particular person.
Giving their name to something. I'm not even... Guys, you take... Jackson, you are on the Criminally Offensive podcast right now.
No way.
We are talking about the kids... or a kid that died in Massachusetts from the one chip challenge. Can we get your quick, 10-second story of your reaction to this one chip challenge and where you got the chip from?
My buddy Josh bought the chip for me. $10 chip. I ate the chip. I was dying for 15 minutes.
Did you eat anything with it?
I drank some milk. I ain't gonna lie to you. I drank about half a gallon of milk. All right.
Well, kind of weak if you ask me.
And then I took about an hour nap afterwards because I was hurting.
All right.
But all I'm saying though is that kid who died, kind of weak. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Is that kind of weak to get you died?
That's all. That's
Oh
all I
my
gotta say.
god.
All right. All right. I appreciate that.
Hey, I appreciate you.
All right. We'll see it.
Okay, bye.
Bye. So, Jackson kind of, it seemed like it hurt him pretty bad.
Yeah.
And probably there's some underlying issues with this. And I don't even, I would have to read the whole article because I don't even know if it ever says why he died or how he died.
Well,
there have to be some underlying health issues that like maybe were like, because like when I eat spicy stuff, my like neck will like tighten and stuff, or like, you know what I'm talking about? Like your head almost tightens a little bit.
Nope.
Really?
I don't know. I don't. I eat spicy food for the flavor of it, not because it is spicy.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing of like, can you eat this hottest wing in the world? I'm like, what's the point?
And
of
there's
that?
no
It doesn't
flavor to
taste
it.
good.
There's no flavor.
Yeah.
Have you ever? So I had the second hottest wing from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
So they have the mango habanero,
Yeah.
and that's good. There's flavor in it. It's really spicy, but it's good.
Yeah.
Their second hottest is like their wild buffalo or something like that, and it literally is straight spice.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
That's so dumb to me.
And I'm like, why would you want to put yourself through that?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. But another thing, let's go back to what Jackson said. A $10 chip.
$10 is crazy. $10 to be in pain.
Yeah.
Is my thing.
I don't know if so. I spent like $15 on those burgers the first episode.
Yeah.
We spent like maybe $10 on the second one, and these was like probably like
It was like $9.
yeah.
Or no.
So we did those 3 episodes for probably Jackson, and I'm sure him and their friends probably bought some other ones too. I doubt Jackson was the only one that did it, and so I bet you they spent a ton of money on that
Probably.
for what we've done like 3 reviews on.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're putting yourself through this torture and pain for nothing.
Yeah. I think it's really stupid. I feel sorry for the kid. He was probably just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Hanging out with his friends or
Which is
something.
how
like that.
all of these stupid trends go.
Yeah.
It's just almost you're trying to impress people.
Yeah. But, well, that sucks. That's sad.
That is really sad.
But that's crazy.
I
bet they
I would have never thought that something that's and like something
I'm
that's
sure.
sold over the counter is the
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
Is like maybe there's like because they say it's the capsaicin. I was reading in this article that there's like so the capsaicin is like it's like what makes something spicy.
Yeah.
And so the capsaicin levels of things is like you have like it's how spicy something is.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's maybe like pure capsaicin that you can buy but you probably have to have like
Yeah.
stuff to buy it. Like dry ice, I'm pretty sure you have to have like a
Credentials
license
or
and stuff,
something, yeah.
like some type of science license. And so it's like I'm sure you can't just buy it over the counter. So something that you have to buy over the counter to do this much damage is what's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. That's
I was pranked one time with a spice where it was like this 1 million Scoville like hot sauce,
Yeah.
and I came late to a party, and they had like left like 3 pizzas in a box, and so pizzas like
Okay.
pieces of pizza, Little Caesars, obviously.
Yeah.
They pulled back the cheese and scraped off the tomatoes, the marinara sauce, and
No
put
way.
the sauce on there.
Actually.
Left the pizza out. And they were like, "Joe, we got pizza in the kitchen." Bite into it. So hot.
Really?
Unbelievably hot. And I was
Should
like,
have sued them.
I should have died and then came back and sued them. That would have been such a what a good plan.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good plan.
You thought I was gone, but now I'm gonna make you gone or something like that. It
that's
doesn't have
good.
to be that specifically, but
Right.
yeah. So I feel like we got to talk about this. So the Whatever podcast, and I don't know. You said you haven't really seen much about them.
I've seen clips from it. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of clips. I've never actually watched.
I haven't
it, though.
watched like I haven't watched like a whole episode of it, but I've seen a ton of clips over it. And so the specific clip that I saw just today was they were talking about there's this girl and she's wearing a Made in Hell shirt, and then she had a cross necklace on. And Candace Owens, I don't know, who she works with Ben Shapiro and stuff like that, and she points out that she's wearing a cross necklace and then a shirt that says Made in Hell, and I believe she's an OnlyFans model.
Oh, okay.
And so very contradictory all around. And so she's like, well, she was like, Jesus was slain on that cross. And she was like, well, that's what you believe. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if you're a Muslim, a
Yeah.
Jew, a atheist. It is like a historical fact that a figure in history named Yeshua or whatever was crucified on a cross
Right.
and claimed to be the Messiah. Or I don't know if the Messiah part would be agreed upon, but that is the truth, is he is the Messiah.
Right.
And she was like, well, I just don't believe that the cross is religious. And I'm like, it is.
Yeah.
Like, whether you like it or not, it is.
There's no other signification. Like, you don't see a cross for anything else.
No, it's for Christianity.
Yeah.
And so one of the people pointed out, like, well, what if it was a Star of David? Because she said it was specifically because it matched her outfit is why she wore it. And there's a popular Andy Mineo phrase, and it was like, I'm just doing what y'all do and wearing stuff I don't believe in, because he's talking about people wearing cross necklaces that aren't even doing biblical things. And so I'm like, it fits so perfectly. And so her big deal with Candace Owens was like saying how that's what you believe.
Yeah.
And with Christianity is like, I know it's the truth.
Yeah.
It is the most accurate. It is the most defendable religion in the world.
Yeah.
Whether people like to admit that or not. And so my thing is like, the truth is the truth whether you like it or not. And I think that's one thing that we're getting away from in society, is that like, we don't like to admit that truth is truth. We like this whole thing of like our truth.
Yeah.
And it's starting to become a problem, because I'm like, every person will bow to the knee of Christ, that he is Lord. And whether you like it or not.
Every tongue will confess.
Right. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Even if you don't think that 2 + 2 = 4, 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, I just think the like ignorance behind it is crazy to me.
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
just don't.
ridiculous.
How can you not understand that is the only symbol? Like, that symbol's not used for anything else.
I know.
Like, to sit there and say, well, this cross isn't religious.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not religious to me. It doesn't matter.
what?
Yeah.
Then what is it?
Yeah.
Where did you get it from?
Right.
What is it for?
Yeah.
Like, just because it looks
It's just
good?
a shape.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not a heart.
No.
It's not a circle.
No.
It's not a square.
It is the cross
Yeah.
that Christ was crucified on for our sins.
Yeah.
And so it's like, whether that's something that you want to agree with or not, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Christ doesn't care that you agree with him or not. He is going to judge the living and the dead for their sins.
Yeah.
And so whether you're clothed in the righteousness of Christ because of his work on the cross, or whether you're not, you are going to have to answer for your sins.
Yeah.
And I can answer for my sins with, I'm clothed in the righteousness of Christ. And I encourage everybody to do that. It's like, to be clothed in the righteousness of Christ, so we don't have to answer for our own sins, because we cannot atone for our own sins.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it is. But, I think maybe it was a wake-up call for her.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like it from the clip, but maybe she takes something away from it.
A seed.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, we plant, somebody else waters, and God makes it sprout.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
yep. Sometimes you don't see it into fruition either.
And that's not our
we may
job.
never see that girl ever
No.
again on social
Yeah.
media or whatever, but maybe her life changes.
Down the road, she could be a big apologist and speaking out for faith. And so,
Let's talk about the gas station experience. We got to start at the beginning of the night.
the whole context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Friday.
Yeah.
Friday.
No, Saturday night.
Saturday night. I get off of work at 5, come home, just kind of hang out for a little bit. Joe comes over. We head to Norman. It's Natalie's birthday party. It's a surprise.
Yeah.
We're showing up. So we start heading towards Norman. It's game
Keep
day.
in mind, when we leave, he's like, I got 87 miles till empty. I was like, oh, Norman's only like, what did I say, like 40 miles away or something
Yeah.
like that. And he's like, oh, so he was like, do you think it'll be enough to make it there and back? I was like, well, at least 2, Norman.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We have had many stories of almost running out of gas.
I don't know if we go somewhere where we don't need gas. Like,
Yeah, we always need gas. But I was like, oh, we can make it there and back.
Yeah.
But whatever. So we headed there. No problems on the way there.
No.
All good. A little swift little drive.
Yeah.
We get there. You can talk about the party.
Yeah, party was fun. It was a surprise party for Natalie, and we kind of just we surprised her, and then we ended up going to Cane's.
Yeah.
And we went and got food there, and just kind of messing. I like messing with people in the drive-thru, and so I'll mess with the guy at the window and stuff like that. And so just pick fun with them. I try not to be like hurtful or like
right. No, it's never rude.
Yeah,
He's just, like,
I try not
goofy.
to be rude. Yeah, just trying to be me.
Talking in accents.
Yeah.
Getting the food out the sunroof.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
weird stuff, but nothing like bad.
Right.
And so we eat our food and then we go back to the party, and we weren't there for long at all.
Yeah.
I think we maybe just like sat there and talked for a little bit. And then we decided we were going to go to see Natalie's new apartment. And we were over there for probably like, an hour and a half maybe?
Yeah.
And we
watched part of the podcast.
Watched part of episode 2 of the podcast.
Yeah.
Talked for quite a while, just kind of hung out. She had erasable crayons that you can like write on surfaces and stuff. So we like drew pictures and all that kind of stuff. So that was fun. And then we were heading back, and that's when really the night got maybe the most interesting.
Yeah. So we're heading back, and like I thought we may get into some game day traffic, but we really didn't. Like it wasn't bad.
And at this point, it's like 12:30.
Yeah.
And the game ends at like 8:30.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was late. So like we shouldn't have gotten into any traffic or anything like that. We're cruising. We're going down the interstate, and we're like driving and talking, and then I noticed that like everybody in front of me is just like parked,
dead stop,
like parked, and I'm going like 75, and everybody in front of us is parked. I see an exit, right, and I'm like, bad decision, whatever. Whip off.
Yeah. Skirt. Yeah.
Right. What is it? Ski. Is that the new song?
I don't know.
Anyways, we skirt off onto the exit. We hop off the road, and we see like there's like 10 cop cars, some fire trucks, like just down the road.
Christmas lights.
Yeah, I mean it is like something bad happened.
Yeah.
I look down at my gas. It says we have like
11 miles still empty.
11 miles still empty.
And keep in mind, there was a ton of cop cars, ton of fire trucks, ton of ambulances. We didn't know how long we were going to be in this traffic for.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we have to think on the fly.
Yeah.
We need gas, and we kind of want to wait in the traffic because we want to see what's happening.
Right. We weren't afraid to wait in the traffic. So
No,
we
actually, on our way there, we actually talked about how we enjoyed waiting in traffic if we had nowhere to be.
Right.
Because we were listening to a podcast, not our podcast, but we were listening to a podcast, and we're like, we got the podcast on.
Yeah.
We just need to get some ample amount of gas,
Yeah.
and we're here for the night to see what's going down with all this emergency vehicles.
Yeah, so when we exit, there is a gas station right off of the exit. And we were trying to make a decision, do we get back on and try to find another gas station, or do we use this one? Now, the question, it shouldn't have been a question, right? Because if it's a gas station, it's a gas station.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying to yourself, well, obviously you're going to use the gas station that is right there.
Right. Keep in mind, though, this gas station, no lights. 0 lights on.
And the glow of the open sign that they were definitely not open.
Right. There are bars on the doors.
And there was a bar that went across the door.
Yeah.
Like to bolt the door on, basically.
Yeah.
So warnings of sketchiness.
Right. That's the only sign of anything on that road either. Like there's nothing else down the road. That's it. It's just a gas station, and then there's a RV parked at the gas station.
In maybe the darkest part of the whole thing.
There's no like street lights either.
No.
Like there's no like.
It was when we say dark.
It's pitch black other than the screens on the gas tank.
the screens on the gas tank was what was like illuminating the area.
Yeah.
And so you can picture how dark that must have been.
Yeah. So we pull into a like gas spot because we're like, whatever, if we get back in this traffic and we run out of gas, then we're screwed.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we'll just get gas here. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
We park. I look up. There's a person walking just in the darkness.
A chick.
Yeah. Well, at this point, we couldn't tell it was a girl.
We couldn't tell. But just earlier, what were we talking about? We had talked about like not being scared of like a homeless lady because like we knew we could beat them up. And so
that sounds
that sounds horrible. But like what we're saying is like there's 2 of us, right? We're dudes. So like biologically we're stronger.
Let's not get into this conversation.
No,
let's just say there's 2 of us. We're bigger guys.
Yeah. And
this is a female.
And probably like The
Probably
only advantage they have too is they would probably be strung out on crack, possibly.
Yeah, they got that crack strength.
Yeah, they are crack.
Right.
They're cracked.
They are crack.
They're cranking 90s on us and stuff. only chance they have.
Right.
And so keep that in mind. If we already had this conversation of like, if we were to get beat up by a cracked out lady, we felt like we could hold our own, as long as she didn't have any extracurricular activities like a gun
or something.
Yeah.
So we see this person walking in the darkness. We finally found out it's a girl. And I was like, okay, if I'm quick, I'm good. Like,
yeah. Our threat level lowers.
Yeah.
Like,
we're at like we're at half a star, not even 1 star. I get out of the car.
I guess she's at half a star.
Yeah. I get out of the car. I stand up. I put my card in real quick. I try to pump. Won't work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh gosh. I look up. She's a lot closer.
She's hustling.
She's kind of booking it. And I'm like, okay, nah, we're good. Like it's still like she looks whatever.
Yeah.
She's not gonna do anything to
No.
me. So then
she's definitely a one punch knockout.
Oh, 100%. She's a smaller lady.
Yeah.
And
you just double pump her,
right.
And she's down.
Right.
She needs res.
Exactly. So and so I get back in the car. I'm like, okay, do we pull into another pump?
Yeah.
Or like, are we good?
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna be fine? I was like, screw it. We'll just pull into another pump. Let's just get gas really fast. Then we whip around to another pump.
Her duo enters the chat.
Dog, homie on a bike starts wheeling up there. And
Her
I'm
doubles
like,
partner.
dude, homie actually looks kind of scary.
Looks like he was the guy. He was the answer.
Yeah.
He was our match.
It's like if she owned a phone, she probably like gave him a little text.
Yeah, like
let's
hey,
come rob these guys.
Yeah, these guys definitely look like they're robbable.
Yeah.
Little do they know, got mad lack of bank account money.
They would have gained nothing from it. But
because they're not taking the car.
Right.
We're hitting the self-destruct button, blowing it up.
I'll die with the car.
Yeah.
I whip around and I'm like, gosh, do I get out of the car? Like now they're like really close. Like they're literally like, if the RV was probably what, 30 feet away, 40 feet away?
No, I mean the RV was a good like 50 yards, I'd say.
50 yards?
Yes, yeah. Because remember, it was like on the other side of the parking lot. And
So then, they got closer than they are. So they're at the pump next to us. Like they walked past the pump next to us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, screw it, I'm getting out of the car.
Because they had sat at the curb for a little while, chit-chatting, coming up with their game plan of how they were going to make fools of us.
Yeah, so I get out of the car, and they're sitting at the curb. And I get out of the car, put in my card, put in my like pin. Yeah. And as soon as I grab the handle, Joe goes, she's on the move. And I'm like, whoa. So I like gave a little peek. Yeah. She's walking my direction.
Moving. Like beeline for us. Yeah. Not just like she was like walking away.
It was like as soon as I got out of the car, she stood up and started walking towards me.
Yeah. And so, that was what like raised my suspicion the most. Because we got Bike Boy, who's our match.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Bike Boy was the scariest.
Yeah. And then we had Miss Call Out, who was at a beeline for Bo.
Yeah. So I grabbed the thing, put it in, I'd start pumping, I get back in the car and I sit in the car and they're walking in front of our car, or she is, and then he's biking behind her. Yeah. And like, I'm like, dude, what is going on?
So sketchy.
I thought they were going to walk up to the car.
I don't know if we would have done it if it wasn't for police being so close. Because like we said, there was like all of those emergency vehicles right there. Yeah. So I don't know if we would have done it but still, like the response time, if we can't even get our phones out to call for police,
they're right in our dash. Like they're there. And so I'm just kind of sitting there and they're just kind of like standing by the front of our car.
Just so sketchy.
Yes. And the dude like kind of looks at us and it's like real weird. And so and
I don't take my eyes off this guy the whole time. I'm giving Bo call outs the whole time.
Yeah. He's in my ear communicating.
I got comms.
And so as soon as it gets to like 20, I'm like, okay, we're fine. We'll make it back. And so I hop out, grab the pump, put it in, shut the cap. And I told Joe, I was like, if they walk towards this car, I will drive away with this in my car. Pumping and everything, gas flowing. I do not
throwing out a match on his way out.
I will not talk to these people. And so I put the pump back in the car, jump in the car, I put it in drive. Then a truck whips in, and I'm like, what is going on?
And then this like old Lincoln comes driving in front of us. And we're like, what? It's like, have you seen that video where it's like that? It's that wreck. And then it's like the truck peels around. He's like, and that truck peels around. And then this like little Phillips car, he's like, that thing runs off of 3 AAA batteries. And then he pulls up and he's like saying something. He's like, only in Cleveland, bro. Only in Cleveland.
Yeah, it was.
So that's what this felt like, was like only in Oklahoma City moment.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a little scary. But
so we're 2 small town Guthrie boys too.
Yeah. So this couple, I'm assuming they're a couple, walks kind of like past our car. I'm putting it in drive, waiting for the truck to go. Then the Lincoln goes by, and I'm trying to pull out, and they start like coming towards our car again, and like just kind of floating
like
around
almost
the area.
like they're trying to make their last stand. They're like, crap, we missed our opportunity. We're going all out for this one.
Yeah, so I pull out of that parking lot. We're gone. So we made it out.
Yeah,
we made it out.
And then we're getting on the interstate, and there's cars coming up the on-ramp. Yeah.
Yes, we're getting on the interstate. People are coming towards us.
Keep in mind, hindsight was completely unnecessary.
Oh my gosh!
Because we maybe sat in that traffic for like
5 minutes.
5 minutes at most. So they're wasting way too much time trying to go back up the on-ramp and go try to find another route for if they had to just like waited 5 minutes and would have been just fine to keep going.
Yeah, it was a waste of time to leave that area. We were in there for 5 minutes, and the wreck, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad.
It was bad, but it had almost like we were like in like the tail end of it.
Yeah.
And so
we would have made it through without getting gas. I don't know how far we would have made it though, because I didn't see another gas station for a while.
And probably would have had to stop at an even sketchier gas station.
Yeah.
And so it was like it ended up working out.
Yeah.
Just fine. I did hear that I do think whoever was in that wreck died though. I'm pretty sure. That's what I heard.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a real sad deal, but it was like an eventful, like the night didn't even start until we left the party.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was crazy though. A little sketchy, but I mean that's the moments we wait. That's
for.
What I'm saying. Those are memories, man.
Those are the prove it moments. You know.
Oh yeah.
That's when
Who are you?
Right.
We're gonna get gas.
Are you a man?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to be a little boy?
I did wish I had a side piece on me, though. Just in case.
The moment I turned 21.
Side piece.
Keeping that blicky on my side.
Yeah. That was our little sketch story. It was fun, though.
We all have our sketch stories.
Right.
So. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you to don't. No, you keep it high.
No.
What if you? Let's try. Let me try the low.
We just both do high.
But let me try. Let's try harmony just real quick.
Okay. What are we doing?
You high. I'll say low.
Okay, you start.
Yeah. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you to. Don't forget me. I can't go that high.
That's fine. So you had a Tulsa story, correct?
I did have a Tulsa story.
All right.
Yeah, because it was kind of on the same lines of like the sketchy gas station, except just all of Tulsa is a sketchy gas station.
Right.
Nothing good happens in Tulsa.
Yep.
So I think this was probably like 6 years ago. So what would I have been, like 13?
Okay.
Yeah, because it was when my brother was getting his ring to propose to his wife, and so we went up there so we could like see the ring or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
And so I think my dad was getting gas at the Walmart there.
Okay.
And there was like a big hill that led down to the parking lot of the Walmart, and it's off in the distance, but you can see it pretty clear.
Yeah.
And we saw grass.
Okay.
And we saw this guy. And he was like, had a skateboard. And we were like, no way he goes skating down it.
Right.
He full sends.
Down the grass hill.
Down the grass hill on a skateboard.
Okay.
Moving.
Right.
Just hustling.
Right.
And coming down, moving at, I don't know, probably like 20,000 miles an hour.
Okay.
When I tell you, dude was flying, he was flying.
Yeah.
Why I think there might have been a tad of crack involved was because he not properly assessed the situation.
Right.
There is a curb at the bottom of the hill.
Go ahead.
And the curb it's not like it flattens out and then it's a curb.
It's
the hill and a curb. And so he comes hustling down this hill.
Yeah.
Curb.
Nice.
And so
skateboard
stops. Skateboard stops.
He doesn't.
Legs first. He doesn't. He stops. Skateboard 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 stops. Skateboard
Legs first?
Legs first, goes almost out like this, and hits head, bounces off the concrete. It hits so hard. Boing, like a basketball.
Yeah.
Dude was boing, 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 boing.
Yeah, he was getting dribbled.
Head bounces off of the concrete.
Yeah.
We're in shock.
Right.
We're all sitting there, and my dad's pumping the gas. My sister is in the back seat. My mom is in the front seat. I'm sitting there. The ambulance quickly gets called.
That's quick. Yeah.
Gets out. Dude's still incapacitated. Laying
Really?
on the ground.
Bloody scene or no?
I don't think so. We didn't really get close
like
to
that
it.
close.
Yeah, so dude's incapacitated. Gets out. They start messing with him. Get him in that thing.
Right.
They're gone.
Yeah. That's it?
Never heard the end of it again.
Dang.
Don't know what happened to that dude. Don't know. Other than the influence of the crack cocaine,
Right.
methamphetamines,
Right. Fentanyl.
gonorrhea. No, not gonorrhea. What is another drug? Fentanyl. Opiates. You know, I don't know if opiates do that to your brain, but
I'm sure they do.
either way,
Yeah.
there was some kind of something that was influencing
Right.
his mind
Right. To think this
to
was a good decision.
haul down a hill
Yeah.
with a curb at the
It
bottom.
was entertaining, though, is what I'm hearing.
What it makes is a good podcast story.
Right. That is a good story.
Yeah.
Talking about Tulsa, when we went to Zach Bryan, we went to watch him in Tulsa probably, 3 weeks ago?
Was it Wichita?
Oh, we were in Wichita. I don't know why
I guess they're kind of like the same.
they're not, but I don't know why I thought this. Anyways,
Zach played in Tulsa though,
did
and
play
that
in
was he had
Tulsa.
2 big concerts there.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with Tulsa now.
Yeah.
Anyways, when we went to
But
Wichita,
it kind of it does remind you of the
Yeah. when we went to Wichita, first of all, first things first, like we go to McDonald's because Natalie and Nia had a change.
Yeah.
We could have unleashed the troops.
Yeah. Dropped them off to stretch their legs.
Right.
And then flush them down the toilet.
Right.
Yeah.
So we get to McDonald's. We get out of the car. As soon as we get out of the car, this truck whips in behind us, parks in the same parking lot, and like we're not really paying attention until we just hear. Natalie's gonna like that part.
Yep. Hold on, let me do even a better one.
Yep.
Yeah. Like
So
that.
that's what we heard, and we look behind us. This dude is just emptying his stomach at
We saw his stomach on the ground.
yeah, and it just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
And they're screaming. They're like, yeah.
All of the guys that surrounded him were like those cars are going real fast and real left. Every one of those guys, they could have been in that video too and been the same. It would have been the same thing.
Yeah.
All plastered.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
gone.
Yeah, probably the driver as well.
Oh, the driver might have been the drunkest.
Yeah. But so, I mean, this dude's throwing up. And so Natalie and Nia are just disgusted. So they would go inside. Me and Joe were kind of like joking with them. We're like, yeah. And then homie pulls out a pack of cigs. And then the friend starts throwing up again.
Yeah.
And so we're like, dang, we're
leaving.
This is 2 seconds into Wichita.
We're gone.
And
Yeah, welcome to Wichita.
yeah. So we go into the McDonald's because we also need to pee.
Yeah.
McDonald's packed. Like packed to the brim. You're not ordering. We were going to eat there. You're not ordering food there
No.
right now. Or you're going to be there for 2
Glad
hours.
we didn't. Glad we didn't
Bags.
because we found a
Spangles.
Yeah,
We'll talk
Spangles.
about it. I think we already did talk about it.
I think
right?
we did, but
Yeah.
either way, it was a really good restaurant. We don't need to go much detail into it.
Anyways, so we make our way into the bathroom. Joe goes to the urinal. I go to the stall. And
But remember, before you go into the stall, a guy comes out and
Yeah.
he tells us,
Yeah.
like somebody did some business in there,
Yeah.
and ditched the evidence
Yeah.
on the floor.
yeah, so I'm confused. I'm like, what is this man talking about? I go into the stall to pee. I walk in. There's a pair of, were they shorts?
Like gray sweats.
Sweats, yeah. They're a pair of gray sweats laying on the ground, poop stain up, facing me.
It's like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Where he's like, he pooped his pants. It was just like that.
Dude just left it behind.
He was. Could you imagine?
What did he leave with?
Could you imagine him being in the bathroom and he just like He checks the pants out and he's like, nah.
They're gone.
I'm gonna choose a pair of undies.
Yeah. So he had to have walked out of that McDonald's in his underwear.
But his undies have to be soiled
that's
too.
what I'm saying. No way your underwear was better than the sweatpants.
No.
So this is
You're
just,
drawing more attention with the pair of underwear than a pair of pooped out.
it was
sweats.
straight poop. It wasn't like just like a
Unless he
little
walks
poop.
out naked. Only in Wichita, folks.
Yeah, that's a big boy move too. But I'm standing there. I'm like, there's no way. And so I was like, Joe, you got to come look at this. So Joe walks in, sees the poopy pants, takes a little flick of them.
Gotta flick it up.
Yeah. And so, poopy pants in a McDonald's. I proceed to pee. We leave. But when I walked out, there's a dude walking in. And I was like, hey, I didn't do that.
Yeah, that was not us. And Bo's in his underwear. he's like, trust me, don't know who did that, but it was not me.
Yeah,
he's
no,
like, you're like fully naked.
I don't know whose pants those are.
Promise you it wasn't me.
Not this guy.
Some weirdo, probably.
But yeah, that was our poopy pants.
And then we
story.
get out, and the thrower uppers are still out there.
Still out. Well, no.
No, they came back.
Yeah, so we go out, thrower uppers not there, but then they whip into the parking lot. They're back.
Yeah, 2 of them were still there.
Yeah, they
And
were
then-
just standing out there smoking cigs.
Yeah, and then the driver in the truck came back out of
This
nowhere.
is a like 20-year-old dude smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Because they
crazy.
see Zach Bryan do it and
I guess.
they're like, oh, this is cool.
I guess.
Cool guys do this.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Anyways, that's our Tulsa, Wichita stories.
Yeah, I mean, both sketchy places, both crazy stories.
Yeah.
So, comment one crazy moment, what's the craziest town you've been to? Comment that down below.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think we're going to wrap the episode right here.
I think we are.
Yeah,
I think we're,
it's been really fun. I actually really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was-
episode 3, my favorite so far to
Yeah.
record, I think.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, great stories. Just felt like it flowed really well.
Yeah.
So, all in all,
I enjoyed it.
yeah, fun episode.
Yeah.
So,
Like and subscribe, comment, do all those things. Go to our Instagram, check out the clips, stuff
Yep.
like that. Share it to your friends, family, all of that.
yeah, links in the Instagram. Criminally Offensive Pod on Instagram. So,
Criminally
go
Offensive
find us.
Podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, so go find us. So, I'm Joe,
I'm Bo.
and that is episode 3 of Criminally Offensive Podcast. See y'all.
See ya.